Hello, this is Maiku with Starseed Tarot, and today I will be doing a love and relationship reading as well as looking into the past life connection that you have with this current partner that you're wondering about. And so, before we get in, I want you to call upon your spirit guides, your master guides, the ascended masters, your ancestors, the Starseed collective that you resonate with to help deliver that message to you. And so, as always, you can pause the video to meditate on which pile you would like to select or that is resonating with you, and then you can find your reading in the description box below with the timestamp. And so, before we begin, over here is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Alright, so pile number 1, this is your reading, and the message that I'm getting is that you're currently going through a phase or a part in your life where, or in this relationship where you're exiting the relationship, or you are finding ways to cope with your current situation where you're no longer being tied down to the constraints of this relationship. And for you, both the oppression and the sacrifice card came up reversed. And so the energy that I'm getting from that is that you're no longer feeling that. You're no longer feeling as though the feeling of not being enough for someone, that feeling is no longer a part of who you are. You're releasing that energy, as well as the sacrifices that you've made. You're also doing it in a way where you're not being resentful, you're not being resentful or bitter about the situation. You're coming from it from the perspective or the point of view of unconditional love. That is what Guan Yin, the energy of Guan Yin, is about. She brings in unconditional love. Not only that, she's also represented as the goddess of mercy, giving mercy or having mercy on others, where you're not going to retaliate, but you're doing so from a place of love. You can even see here that Guan Yin is holding a baby, a child, in her arms, and it's in a way for you, maybe you have a child with this person, and you're no longer looking out for the best intentions of that person. You're looking out for the best intentions for yourself and this child whom you're connected with. And I am getting a lot of child energy, because again, both of these cards have children in them. You can even see in the first card, there's two women caressing two babies in the midst of this vast dry land where a storm is hovering over them. And so for you, this storm is ending, especially because this card came out reversed. This storm is ending. The storm of oppression, it's alleviating. It's no longer something that you fear. And as you can see over here, Guan Yin is arriving on this purple pastel cloud, this heavenly cloud. And so even when we think about this card being in reverse, it's that this cloud is being lifted. This storm, this heaviness is being lifted from your severance from this relationship. And so you're no longer tied to that. You're no longer afraid. You're no longer afraid of this person and what's going on. You can finally let go of that person and move on, and find a better way of living for yourself. so with this third card too, this card, balance, coming up, upright, balance. You're finally tapping into the balance of being, of accepting what everything has how everything has happened, in addition to like moving forward. You're not tied down, you're not feeling hurt by it, even though there were many times where you were hurt by this person, that you understand like that has happened. You have learned from that, you know how to deal with that, and now you can. So you finally arrived at a place where you're content with where you are, and you understand that this relationship just wasn't working for you. Now, you may also be wondering why you were meant to be in this relationship anyways if it wasn't gonna last. Oftentimes, a lot of people feel like it's a waste of time. Why did I have to have this relationship with somebody if it wasn't gonna work out anyways? And really, if you think about it, all the relationships that you endure, it only helps you, or only makes you a stronger person. It only helps you to know how to deal with future situations better. And so these are lessons that you were meant to have. And I don't mean this in any way of like those who have experienced very traumatic relationships. This is more so just a generalized reading of the energy that I'm getting with the cards that came out, is that you were meant to deal with this person to learn more about yourself, to learn more about how you are resilient, how much more resilient you are despite all the things that you've dealt with. And so you're coming at a place where you're content with where you are. You know that this relationship wasn't for you, and you now know, you have all the confirmations, you have all the answers that are telling you like, hey, you had to leave this relationship anyways because you knew deep down inside that it wasn't going to work out. And so now that you're finding balance, right? Now that you're finding balance, you're in a good place. But again, this reading is for those who are interested in wanting to know about why you were meant to have this relationship. Like what is the karmic debt? What are the cords that are connected to this particular soul that is meant to, like, it was meant for you to come across, right? What is that past life connection? And so that is what we can look at. It's not anything where you're dwelling on the failures of this relationship. It's just you want to look deeper into it, right? You want to look deeper into like, okay, what was the lesson for me? And what was the lesson for me? And what can I take from it? What else can I take from this so that I know like how to love myself better? Not that you weren't before, but how do you add to your toolbox of healing and self-love and self-care? So here we have this. Okay. So right away, I feel like there was a debt that this person had to pay you. This person in their past life did something to you, and they had to pay that debt. That debt could have been something where you helped them cross a road, you helped them cross the river, and they told you they were going to pay you back. Now, that past life could just be that one small event, or it could have been a past life event where you were connected to this person in a relationship, and it could have been that you did a good deed for this person, and this person told you they'll make it up to you. And in that lifetime, they never did. In that lifetime, they never did. And so, and the reason why I say that is because the Two of Pentacles is upside down. And so when you look at it, this person's juggling two coins. And they either took the route of like, I pay this person a coin and I'll pay them later. Or that they took in that lifetime what they were supposed to repay you, they used it to spend it on something materialistic, right? Whether that be monetary object or a monetary like exchange, or whether it be an exchange of words or a favor. This person, instead of helping you out, ended up helping somebody else for their own benefit. And so what happened was, this person, their karmic debt to you was that they were supposed to make it up to you. And so you can even see here that with this being upright, you were someone who had a lot of power. You were very kind. You loved everyone. You breathed and you permeated unconditional love. And no matter who they were, no matter what they were, who they were, what they did, you loved them unconditionally and you were willing to help out. You may have even been a healer or someone who had that ability to, the ability of foresight, and you knew that this was all going to happen, this was all going to transpire, but you still gave this person a chance. And so even here, the sun, right? The sun as the sun for me is aligned with hope, right? Hope coming in, that things are going to change, things are going to get better, that anything the light touches is going to heal. And that card was reversed. That person took advantage. That person took advantage of how loving you were. And they took it to benefit themselves. And so what ended up happening is that they took advantage of you, as is like, you know, in this current life, some of these themes or some of these lessons, they return in your future lives to help you process that too. Your soul, that's a part of your soul contract, and that you have to process these things. You have to keep going through these things to learn what that purpose or what that lesson is, so that you can gain knowledge about this experience. And so time and time again, even in that past life, people took advantage of you and how giving and caring you were. You were the one who swooped in to save the day, and that comes through again in this lifetime. And so with the sun card being reversed, it's like people just keep taking your energy. You were the sun to them, and they just kept taking your energy. And what happens? We know that the sun has limited energy as well. We, in our lifetime, will see it rise and go down, but we also know that it is not permanent. And so as we know, if there is energy leak or there are people taking energy from you, you're going to be depleted. You're not going to have anything else for yourself. And that's what happened here with the Seven of Swords. I kind of even see this as a memorial for you. A memorial in that lifetime. You did so many great deeds that, even though you did so many great deeds, it went on unseen. It went on unseen because there was just so many toxic people around you that their fog or their smog dims your light, to really put it that way. So again, you were meant to deal with this again in this lifetime, so that you can learn how to navigate these issues better in this current life. That's the connection that you have with this current partner that you're asking about, is like, why were you meant to be in this relationship with them. Well, there was a karmic debt that he still had to pay to you. He still had to owe you. And one way that it's manifested in this lifetime is that you're meant to be in this relationship with him so that he could learn from his mistakes. And in some ways, you leaving him is a lesson for him too. It is resolving that karmic debt. It's letting him know, or them know, that they have to change things around. They have to change things around. And so, pile number 1, this is your reading. I hope it resonated with you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, pile number 2, this is your reading. Okay, love. Okay, I'm gonna pull. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the reading for these 3 cards, and then I will be pulling additional cards to look into the past life connection with this current relationship. And in this relationship, it does seem like there's a lot of love, obviously with the love and the Venus card being that first card over here. There's a lot of love in your relationship. But oftentimes it's also, there is something about it where you're afraid of it, you're afraid of losing it. You're afraid of losing something that feels so good for you right now. And you keep having these thoughts or even these dreams that things are going to work out. You're fearing losing this person. Additionally, for you, what you have built for you and this person, or what you guys are building together, it's going to be really, really good. So I don't see any issues with this, any issues that are coming up within your relationship. Everything feels really good. Maybe it's that you are having anxieties about maybe even marriage, like what's going to happen. You're afraid of what if the both of you get married and then things don't work out and you end up separating. That's a fear that you have, because for you, maybe you don't have a lot of good experiences with people and marriages, or maybe you have a lot of friends who divorced, or maybe you have parents that have divorced, or you've seen how people divorces get really nasty, or and you're fearing that because you've seen from beginning to end how these relationships lasted. And for many of those who you've experienced separating, that in the beginning it was really good, and then somehow that relationship deteriorated. But it does seem like the both of you have a really strong connection, with the love card being first and the Ten of Staves being the last card. It's like a celebration of this relationship, being hopeful about it. And so what are those past life connections? What is the past life connection? How does this person, why is this person in your life, and how is it connected to a past life? So I do feel that you're afraid of losing it, because in a past life, the both of you may not have been allowed to be together. or that it was because of somebody who broke you two apart. It is a very otherworldly relationship and this bond and connection that you have with this person. As you can see here, the Judgment card is upside down. And it's a celebratory type of card, but it was upside down. And so the person who it really mattered to, the union of you two in this past life, denied that. And then as you can see here too, the Six of Wands. Right? When everything was going good, everything was blossoming, everything was going really well, the both of you were beginning your journey, it was shot down. For me, the Six of Wands is like the middle of your journey, and right when the both of you were thinking this is really gonna work, the person who it mattered the most to shot it down. They made sure it didn't happen. And with you, you were so heartbroken that you left the world before your significant other. And so you are having to navigate all these lifetimes to try and find this person again. And no matter how many cups or how many people were presenting themselves to you, even in the times when you were moving through, transitioning between lives, you were offered so many opportunities to be happy with someone, but you wanted to find this person again. It was your journey in transitioning through lives to find this person again. Like you knew deep down that this was your person and you were going to find them. You were willing to even wait. You were willing to wait in the darkness until you were brought up into this lifetime again. You were brought up into a lifetime where the both of you can meet again. As you can see here, the Ace of Cups. The past life card started with the Ace of Cups. And you can see here the two fish. These two fish are swimming alongside together. So you were both meant to be with each other. You were both meant to be with each other in a way, in a very metaphorical way. You were, the both of you drank from the same cup. You did everything together. You were a piece of them and they were a piece of you. And so what happened with that past life was that you navigated the spiritual world trying to find him. Trying to find them. And it is this lifetime that you find them again. That's why you're so afraid of losing it. You're so afraid of losing this relationship, of this person. Okay. So I hope this resonated with you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning into my reading, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, pile number 3, this is your reading. Okay. Okay. So, for the energy that's coming out right away, I do feel like you are... the Two of Cups. You can see here there's a union, right? And a balance, but it's upside down. And I'm getting the energy that with this relationship that you're currently in, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And not in a way where it's hostile, but there's a distancing. And you're having to constantly juggle your emotions, and they're constantly having to juggle their emotions. It's hard for the both of you to see eye to eye, but there's just something about this union that you're both really drawn to. Like for you, you just want to make it work, but you don't know why it won't work. Could it even be that this is a person who you're just interested in, or this person is also interested in you, but this other person might be involved with somebody, or you might be involved with somebody. It could be that as well, especially with the Two of Cups being upside down. Or could it even be that the both of you are no longer invested in the relationship? Let's see, we're going to look into the tradition card. Tradition. A desire for marriage, or declaration of intentions for the sake of security. So maybe you were in this relationship with this person because it just seemed right, and or being in this relationship with this person and not yet being married but wanting to be married. It just seems right for you. Like everything just makes sense. It's everything you've ever dreamed of with this person, but somehow there's just no union happening. There's a major disconnect. And yet, the both of you are just in this relationship because it just seems right, right? Because maybe people have told you two that, oh, you guys will make a perfect couple, and people just like seeing you together. The both of you make really good companions. You're really good together. Really good teammates. You problem solve and you take care of things really well together, but the intimacy is just not there anymore, or it's just not there. And so you're feeling like you and this other person might be forced into this because for whatever reason, it's satisfying somebody else's needs. Could even be parents, right? Parents. And I'm also getting that with tradition. In addition to the Two of Cups, with it being reversed, it's about, again, being in this relationship because it just seems right. Obviously for you and both this other person, you both see each other as very attractive people, but yet there's just no deeper level connection. It's on the surface, everything looks like it should be the right ingredients to make a really good relationship, but there's just nothing else there other than that. So I'm going to look at the past life connection. 3 and 4. Alright, so what is the past life connection? Tower, the Hierophant. Oh. So the energy that I'm getting from this past life spread right here is that, again, the same things that happened in that lifetime, they're happening again for a reason. And it's to show you why this union was meant to happen in this lifetime. I do feel like the both of you either were really good friends, you had each other's back, you went through wars and battles together, looked out for each other. I'm also getting the sense that it was a really strong brotherhood, and that you were just there for each other. You weren't necessarily in a relationship with each other. It was that the both of you just had a really, really good friendship. It was nothing no one else can break. You both went on to live your own lives with the people that you ended up being with in that past life. Because I'm even seeing here that the both of you, this could be you just thinking about this other person. Maybe in the past life too, the both of you, one of you went before the other, and you made a promise to honor each other. And throughout that lifetime, you just kept that rhythm of helping each other, saving each other, looking out for each other. And I kind of even feel like in that lifetime too, this person made sure that you would be the survivor of your friendship, of your brotherhood, that you would be the one to stay alive and tell the story. And you did so. And you told that story. You lived well into your older age, or your later age, later in your life. And how that comes through is that you were meant to meet this friend again in a different context, in a different setting. And so it could just really be that it doesn't, this relationship that you're currently in, it doesn't go past just being this friend, being friends. And that whether you want to strengthen this relationship into becoming a relationship where you spend the rest of your life with this person, that's completely up to you. But you definitely know that this person. All right, so for pile number 3, The energy that I'm getting from your love and past life relationship, or a past life relationship, is that the current relationship that you're inquiring about now, the connection in the past life, is that the both of you had a really strong friendship, and that there may have even been a pact where the both of you, it was nothing anyone else around you could break. And so it comes up again in this lifetime, through this relationship that you're in. And maybe the reason for not being able to be so intimate in that relationship is that it's because of that. It's because of that energy. And so, again, pile number 3, this is your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this resonated with you, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, pile number 4, this is your reading. Okay. So, the energy that I'm getting right now is, it's not so much about the love that you're getting from a significant other. I do feel strongly it's for you coming to terms with that feeling of aloneness, constantly feeling that you're the only one in this world, or that, you know, you really thrive off of this connection with other people and those around you. And so you've been in a period of time where you've just been alone. You've been alone, and there's something that's ended, or something that you're currently trying to heal from, and that could even be a separation with friends or with family members, or obviously with a significant other, and you are trying to heal from it. I also feel like the issues that you're constantly having to deal with that relate to how you build relationships with others stems from a lot of the trauma, a lot of the things that you've dealt with as a child in your childhood. And so you're constantly trying to figure out, like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I connect to others? Why is it so hard for you to connect with others? And even though you have these very undersurface relationships with others, they never go anything deeper, where you feel like, why can't I have a relationship like so and so, or why can't I have a relationship where I can share my deepest, darkest secrets and it wouldn't go anywhere? You have an issue with trust. You're constantly feeling like you're in conflict with others. You hate being, it's almost like you're this leaf that just keeps blowing in the wind, being tossed around by the wind, and it's hard for you to find stability in creating friendships and relationships. And the second card that comes up is that this period is ending. This period of decision making is ending. However, there is a huge conflict coming in after this period as well. And the situation with that is that it's going to be in conflict with a lot of really close friends. This conflict will also teach you a lot about who you are, and help you come to a place where you're confident in who you are, and that who you are is not defined by those who are around you. And so you're going to have to, it's going to come to a place where you're going to be done deciding. You're going to have to let go of all those people, all of these friends. The Five of Staves is about a conflict, and that conflict ending, or that it coming into your path, and that while you're on this path as well, this path of trying to figure out why is it you can't build these stronger bonds with others, after this, you're going to come to realize that it's not anything that's your fault. It's not anything that's your fault. That's just who you are. But at the same time, you are also going to be reminded of the things that you have to own up to, right? Owning up to that. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of isolation, a lot of conflict. And for you, your friendship is like number one, even before your relationship with your significant other. You've struggled a lot. You've struggled a lot in just building those bridges. And so, in this lifetime, what you're being taught is to value yourself and not be defined by the people around you. And there's going to be events that are going to come up for you to realize that. Okay? So then I'm going to do a past life reading. Why is it that you struggle building relationships in this lifetime? Where does this stem from? What is the karmic cord and where does it come from? Five of Pentacles comes up. The Moon. So, you are a very sensitive person. You don't like being around others because you absorb a lot of their energies. And you don't realize that you're doing that a lot. The Moon is about that energy. It's about emotions and intuition as well as just being very in tuned to the energy of the environment that you're in. Five of Pentacles here too. It's a very lonely card. It's a very lonely card. This is the Justice card reverse. You're also a person, because the Justice card comes out reversed, you're a person who just wants to believe that everybody has something good in them. And when you realize that something is not good about them, it's hard for you to accept them for who they are. You just want to be among people who just want to do the right thing, or just do the right thing without having to question whether the things that they're doing is right or wrong. That's something that you've carried through from that past life. And then the Page of Cups. So the energy that you were harboring in this lifetime comes back again. That's like the string that beads everything together. So also going back into the energy of the Moon and you being a very sensitive person, the Page of Cups also confirms that. The Page of Cups represents a person who is able to listen to their inner voice, their soul, and their intuition to be able to overcome the obstacles that she is dealing with. And so you're meant to deal with all of these heavy emotions in this lifetime because it's meant to teach you how to listen to your inner voice, to reconnect with that so that you know how to heal yourself and others. You also have to remember that if you are also on this journey, there are others who are also on their personal journey too, and those people are meant to come into your life to teach you a lesson, as well as you are meant to teach them a lesson. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be committed to that friendship, and if that commitment is broken or that trust is broken, that um, it's them trying to prevent you from doing the healing work for yourself. It just means that these lessons are meant to come up in these ways. They're meant to come up as these issues that arise in your friendship to teach you how you can heal yourself as well as them to heal themselves. And so for pile number 4, this is your reading. I hope that this resonated with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.